Hello students, hope you're all fine and fit. In our previous English grammar class, we have been learning transformation of sentences. So in the previous class, we have learned how to change exclamatory sentences into declarative sentences into interrogative sentences, and imperative sentences into interrogative sentences. And today, let's learn how to change affirmative sentences into negative sentences. Usually when we change an affirmative sentence, it turns out like this. She lives in Goa. That's the affirmative sentence. And when you turn that into negative sentence, it will be, she does not live in Goa. So that gives about, or it gives you an entirely different meaning, the opposite meaning it gives. Today, let's learn how to change sentences without changing their meaning. So there are some rules that we need to follow to keep the meaning of the sentences same even when you change them into negative. Now, using a prefix and opposite word. Prefix is a word that is used in front of a word in order to here the word honest is given here, and a word this is added in front of honest, and the opposite word is made. Okay, so he is honest. You have to add a note and the opposite word of the word given there. Then it becomes a negative sentence. But since there is two negative words like not and dishonest, it turns out to be positive, and it gives you the positive meaning, not a negative meaning. Okay. Now, words with the sentences with suffixes. Suffixes would mean words that are added at the end of a word, like less here. End of clue is less is added here in order to make a new word. Such words are called suffixes. Okay. Now, if there is a word with the suffix, she was clueless of the accident. Clueless means she had no idea about the accident. Okay, she had no clue of the accident. So what you have to do is that you have to remove that this one. It is already negative. So that less, when you remove, it becomes a positive word. So, and no when is added, the meaning remains the same. Okay. Now the next rule is that using not and opposite word. Here, he is not a good boy. He is a good boy. He is not a bad boy. Okay, so we use not and opposite word. Opposite word we use in everything. Okay, so here we use opposite word, and we keep the meaning of the sentence same. Now the fourth rule is that using no one, nothing, nowhere. If you have these words in a sentence to change into negative, so everyone was present in the party. Okay, so everyone, the opposite of everyone is no one. So we have to use opposite negation. No one was absent. Okay, present, opposite of present is absent. So what you have to do is you should use the opposite negation and use the opposite word of the given word there. Changing always into never. Now, if you have always, the word always in a sentence, when you change that into negative, we have to use never. That's a negative word of always. Always is affirmative and never is a negative word. Okay. And you have to use the opposite word of a given word in the affirmative sentence. He's always happy. So when you change that into always into negative, he is never sad. That means he is always happy. Okay. Now, sixth rule is that changing to into so and that, so that you have to combine that word. Okay. So when the word to is an adverb. He's too old to work. Here it too is used as an adjective. Too old, very old to work. So it is he was too old to work, and he was so old that he could not walk. So that's a way of changing such sentences into negative without changing the meaning. So I hope you have understood it. Go through the textbook and you have an exercise in page number 13. Complete that, and if you are able to complete it, I can understand that you have understood what was taught. If you're finding it difficult to write or complete exercises, please let me know.